Hi and welcome to my first video. This is Plastic Motion L and we are going to be reviewing the Super Saiyan 4 Xeno Vegito. Now, in my opinion, this guy is aesthetically beautiful, but let's get into the figure. My first thoughts before I got this figure, I thought, just like everyone else, he was a bit bulky, but after you look at the figure, he just looks amazing. I mean, in and out, he's just a great figure. I know he has a large chest, but once you really get past that, you can't just help but to look at the figure, man. He is amazing. He's such an amazing figure. Poses really well. He actually can hold a lot of his poses. You'd maybe think that you require him to use his tail in a lot of these, but you really don't. I think the face sculpts are great, but wait, we're going to get into that because there are two face sculpts that are really, Kong beasties. I think they're Mythos anime now. They have a problem with making scream faces, but we can get past that. If you can get past that, I think this will be the best Vegito figure you have in your collection. The only main QC issue that I see with this figure is the neck. Beforehand, the neck was actually under the chest. I haven't seen anyone actually, cover this part of the figure yet. The neck head was actually under the chest. But after doing a lot of posing with the figure, actually getting him into some really good poses, the neck actually came out. So that was a big issue for me. I just think this guy is amazing. He did come out to about $83 for me. I got him off of an AliExpress store. I will leave the link down below. And I never really have a problem with them. They're really good stores. So if you do opt to buy this guy, I'd advise you to do so, because he is the best Vegito figure from Xeno at the moment. But let's get into some of the accessories. Now, this Vegito figure himself, he comes with a blast effect like so. He also comes with this energy ball effect that was a bit tedious to put together, but I won't complain as it came with a lot of extra pieces. I'm guessing that you could use maybe if you lost one or such. Sorry for that, let's try to get it to focus. If you maybe lost a piece or such, but I think this is really cool and it signifies a Kamehameha and a Calican, I guess, put together. I don't really watch Dragon Ball Heroes, but I still think it looks okay. And we're going to display some poses with this as well. With Mythos Anime Kong Studios, they like to add extra things to kind of, I guess, protect them from copyright issues and such. He comes with this monkey head, which I don't really have a problem with, but these feet are the biggest problem because, as you see, one of the pegs got stuck, and that was a big issue for me. But the good thing about it is they give you 2 extra pegs, so that is not that bad. So just in case if you come across the same issue that I did, and when something like this happens, it is okay, because they compensate you for it with 2 next pegs. And this figure is the 05 version, the original version. They have a GT version as well as a, I believe, a limit broken version. He also comes with a pencil in this sword. Looking at the sword, you may think it is a, hard plastic, but it's very bendy. But that is okay. I maybe can use it for an orc figure or something of the sorts, because I don't know anyone in Dragon Ball that uses a sword like this, but it may come in handy. He also comes with this cape, but this cape here, I really don't have any use for it because it isn't a wired cape, but I may use it on some figure that I get in the future. It's pretty cool. It has a kanji on the right side of the cape in golden letters. I may use it for some other figure, but you don't really need it here. I think the most interesting part about this figure is that he comes with these extra wrist, arm, hand things. I'm not exactly sure what to call them because they don't have any articulation. But he comes with a pair of 3 of them. Fish clenched hands. He also comes with open flayed hands, just relaxed as such. As well as 2 key blast hands. And if you look at the sculpt on them, it's pretty nice. I think it has really good glove wrinkles, if I can get the camera to focus. It has really good glove wrinkles and the occasional glove for the heroes that are in Dragon Ball Heroes. Kind of different capsule corp thing. I'm not exactly sure what to call them because they never specified why they wear these different gloves. I guess it's just because it's a different iteration of the character. But I think they're pretty cool. He actually comes with 2 martial artist hands. As well as 2 open key blast hands. And the sculpt on these is really good. Let's try and get it to focus. It's not wanting to focus, but that's okay. You can still kind of see what I mean. The actual showcase of the glove in the figure is pretty cool. And I believe it's the same for both hands. Well, no, it's actually not, so that's pretty cool. He also comes with 2 of these hands. I have never knew what to call these moves, even though I play a lot of the games. I do not know what to call these moves here, where he imbues his fingertips with energy and throws it at Boo. I do not know what to call that. What move is that? Maybe someone in the comments can tell me. He also comes with 2 spread out grip hands, or maybe this to kind of choke someone or such. I think these are pretty nice. You can also see the sculpt work on the fingers and the gloves as well. It is superb. It also comes with 2 thumbs up hands to do Vegito's iconic goofiness. As well as 2 hands, so you choose either which one you want whenever you're holding the energy effect. But to get into the best part of this figure are the faces. Now, these are the best Vegito faces out there. By far the best Kong has put out, other than Beastie's Broly. They look freaking amazing. I wish I could get really close. But man, these look so freaking amazing. They really capture Vegito's likeness. So good. We actually have another one here, which is just looking directly forward, and this looks so phenomenal. The sculpt work on these are near perfect. They just look amazing. I think the Pataras look good as well. It looks like it's dangling there. You can even see the little loop going over the ear. So they did a great job. And the head sculpt is actually pretty easy to insert, and then you don't have to heat up the figure. This is the best thing about this figure. You do not have to heat anything up. And that is a gripe that people do not talk about with this guy. No one talks about the oil, the shock oil, and everything that you have to apply to the figures. And that's one thing that I do not like. But it is okay, because it actually saved the figures from breaking. We also want to get into his damaged cape version. So he has a lot of options. But let's get back to the figure. Now, looking at the figure standing there, we are going to try and get a bit of scaling going on. I know he looks really big, and yes, he is. But he is a fusion, and I don't think he's actually the same height as Gogeta, so sorry about that. Let's get him directly next to Revoltech Saitama. I think he is relatively, he's big. He's a bigger guy. I don't think there's a problem with that. He is a fusion. Let's try and get him next to the demoniacal fit Super Saiyan Goku. I think even here, let's try and get this guy posed up. I think even here, he has his place. And this guy is the same exact height as the other Goku, I believe. I have him, he's just not really close to me. But I believe he is the exact same height as the other Goku. But you can see where this guy ranges in his height. He is a very tall figure. But he is nowhere near as short as I thought he would be. And I don't mind that, because as you can see with this guy, let's get him a bit up close. There's no need to look at the feet. I think that's a good interpretation of the height. These guys look amazing. Man, I'm just a Dragon Ball fan when it comes to these beautiful figures. They look great. Okay. Dude, this guy again, he looks phenomenal. Just look at the sculpt work on the fur. He just looks great. The back muscles. This just looks great. Whenever you use the butterfly joints, it still keeps the sculpt. So that is good. And we are going to get a bit into articulation now. I think the figure itself, well, that popped off. And I think the reason that these pop off so easily is because they are interchangeable with the other peg system that comes with those hands that don't move at all. I think that is one of the reasons why they're very, prone to popping off because they didn't want it to make it hard where you have to heat up the joints. But one thing I can say is those hands are there's kind of no use in actually using those hands. Sorry about that, scratching. There's actually no reason to use those hands because you have a whole array of other hands that you can use. And with this character, I think he can get, without bending the arm here, he can definitely get into a pose crossed armed really easy. And one thing I did not mention, as he has a soft chest. The ab crunch is very good. Let me lift the legs up here a bit. The ab crunch is okay. I think he actually bends a lot, but whenever you look in the back, he has a bit of a gap. But if you're doing this ab crunch in the front, more than likely, you won't be looking at the back of the figure. So that is one thing I don't understand when collectors look at the back ab crunch. There's no real reason to. The leg goes up about this far. The knee joint is really good. You can get some very good articulation here. And the sculpt actually protrudes from actually stays, and that looks amazing. I never paid any attention to this because I just pose the figures all the time. But yeah, it looks great. He has a bit of an ankle tilt as well as a toe tilt, but nothing going downwards. And that, that's really a problem because Vegito usually may do a pose like this where he's kind of tilting his foot down a bit. And I think that is really cool, but he does not have that in this figure. And I don't really have a problem with that. He is able to get both arms up on his waist because of the elbow joint there. He also has articulation in his, I wouldn't even know what to call these, but side bangs? I don't freaking know. I don't know what to call those. Now for back articulation, he can lean back pretty far, and you can see he even has more abs in there. I'm not sure if that's exactly how far he can lean back, but he can definitely do a T-pose there. The tail has a bit of articulation, and it can actually help the figure stand in certain poses. So I think that is a good thing. And I think this is a really cool pose. We can get this guy in here. He's using his energy sword, kind of showing his back muscles as well. Put the glared off side look to the side, and he can actually stand. So that is one thing that I can say about this character. Without using his tail in the back, he can actually stand. Let's get him to stand really quick. I want to show that off. Okay. So there's a lot of poses you can get this guy into. I just think he looks phenomenal. Maybe I'm biased because I'm a Vegito fan, but man, I just think he looks great. The figure itself looks really good. The sculpt work even stays on the elbow joints. Man, this guy looks phenomenal. Let's get into the hair sculpt, the back. He has those lines that are iconic to Dragon Ball, and he also has a bit of articulation in the hair in the back. So with that, you can maybe move his head back a bit farther. This is the issue with the neck that I spoke about. I posed him so much that this popped out of, I guess, the chest area, and that is my only gripe with this figure. But all in all, man, this guy is sick. He is a bit bulky, but you know, he's supposed to be a Super Saiyan 4 primal version of Vegito. Let me correct myself. Hopefully I wasn't saying Vegeta the entire video. It's very early. I wanted to make sure I actually got this done because I was thinking about it yesterday and I was like, let's just make a review on this guy. But yes, this chest sculpt work, you can actually see it looks great. And the different cape, I don't need to put it on right now, but I know whenever I first did, it looks phenomenal. And we will show some photos for that as well. But again, this will be all. I'm grateful to anyone who watched this video, and I hope you like the photos at the end. Peace. And I almost forgot, I have to show you guys the faces. That people are very, you know, hesitant to buy this figure because of the faces. But I will show you, these faces are really good. I know what I'm saying sounds crazy, but they are okay for this figure. But I'm going to show you now. I think these two faces, well, Kong Studios, Mythos Anime, what they are now, they do kind of have a problem creating screaming, yelling faces, but it's okay. It is okay. Now look at this. I'm not sure if I can get that all the way in focus, but I think there will be better pictures at the end so you can kind of get a grasp of what they actually look like. But they are not that bad. I really wish it could focus better on the faces, but man, these faces here are actually pretty good. I mean, it's Vegito. It's just, they make the mouth a bit wide. I think you could actually fix that. If you maybe do, I don't know, some paint jobs on the side and make the side of the cheeks, I think you can make them a bit closer to the mouth by just adding the same skin color. I think you could fix that yourself. But I know some people who may not want to go through that hassle. This face in itself, this looks exactly like Broly. I will not attest. This looks exactly like the Kong Studios Beast Deities Broly. But when you get this guy in some really cool poses, maybe doing a punch or a kick like so, I think it looks okay, man. Especially if you're doing stop motion or anything of the sort, I think it'll be okay. I really do. I think it'll be okay if you actually get the guy in some poses to where it isn't, he's just not in regular poses showcasing the face. I think it's actually a pretty decent figure. I wish the camera would focus a bit more. I'll get better lighting and a better camera. I just really wanted to get this video out. And I think through the photos at the end, you'll really get a grasp of how good the faces really are, the face sculpts and such. But I just wanted to get back on that because I almost forgot. I almost forgot, but again, I do believe this face here is the best face for Vegito out there. And I know my that's good.